Vaheguru. Students, welcome to your SST class, and today let us start with the history. Chapter number 2, Nationalism in India. Chapter number 1 is Nationalism in France, but that we will do in school. So let us start with our chapter number 2, Nationalism in India. You know very well, beta, that India was ruled by the Britishers for about 200 years. 200 years exactly the Britishers have ruled our country, and after the second decade of the 20th century, Indians realized to get the freedom from the Britishers. So after the so many movement struggles and the efforts of the Indian leaders, finally the India got freedom on the 15 August 1947. But India has paid the cost for this freedom, and that was the disintegration of the India. When the India was divided into the two parts, that was the Pakistan as well as the India. Now we will read our journey till the independence. Let us start with the First World War. The First World War has been started in 1913, and it lasted up to 1918. Okay, this was the time period for the First World War, 1913 to 1918. This war has created a new economic and political situation in the India. This has increased the defense expenditure. Okay, with the increase in the expenditure of the defense, the tax has been increased. When the tax has been increased, number of custom duties were also introduced. What are the custom duties? Custom duties is also a type of tax which is imposed on the import and export of the good. Next, income tax was the introduced. Before the 1913, beta, there was no any type of income tax. The income tax has been introduced during the First World period. Next, the prices has been doubled between the 1913 and 18 for the basic necessities. What are the basic necessities? Basically, that are our food, clothing and shelter. And this increased in prices has led to the very extreme hardship for the common people. Next, forced recruitment in the rural areas. The Britishers were calling the rulers to get recruited in the army, and forcefully, okay, they were forcing the Indians to be the soldiers and fight for them against the entire world in the First World War. Whereas this has spread a widespread anger has been caused. In 1918 and 1919, beta crops were failed. Due to this crop failure, this has led to the shortage of food, and this shortage of food has also accompanied the influenza epidemic. During the 1920, influenza epidemic has also came, and due to this epidemic, beta, 12 to 13 million people got died in 1921 census report. It has been found. This was the effect of the World War, okay, on India. So in the 1915, January 1915, Mahatma Gandhi returned to India, okay, from South Africa. He successfully fought in South Africa against the racial discrimination, which he called the Satyagraha. Okay, he launched Satyagraha firstly in the South Africa to fight against the racial discrimination. And through this satyagraha, he gave the message to the society that truth always wins. Okay, truth always wins, but the way for the winning of the truth is the non-violence. He also believed in the dharma of non-violence to unite all the Indians. In 1916, he traveled to the Champaran, that is in Bihar, and he inspired the peasants against the plantation. He visited, he started satyagraha in the Kheda is the district of Gujarat in 1917, because due to the crop failure beta, peasants were not able to pay the tax. Okay, so the government should not take tax this time, so he supported the peasants of Kheda. In 1918, he went to Ahmedabad and he started Satyagraha in Ahmedabad to support the cotton mill workers. So these three were the Satyagraha movements, famous Satyagraha movements, which were started against him in 1916, 17, 18, and next is the 19. In 1919, he again launched a satyagraha that was against the Rowlatt Act, which was passed by Britishers in 1919. What was the Rowlatt Act now? Rowlatt Act was a rule. Under this rule, the Britishers said the if anybody, it was a political activity. Okay, this has given the enormous power to the Britishers and allowed the detention of the political prisoner without the trial for 2 years. This means that no, under this Rowlatt Act beta, who is in jail, okay, or if any person who will move against the British government, they will send him or her to jail without presenting in the court. Okay, that person will not be presented in the court, or for the 2 to 3 years he will directly be sent to the jail for 2 to 3 years. This was the Rowlatt Act. Okay, and Mahatma Gandhi ji was against this unfair Rowlatt Act. So he wanted the non-violent civil disobedience against this unjust law. So he started Hartal. He started Hartal on 6th April. In which year? 1919. Okay, he started Hartal on the 6th April. Many rallies were organized. Workers stopped working in the railway workshop. Okay, shops were closed down, and the people have stopped the lines of the railway tracks. Telegraphs were disrupted, and British administration has decided to calm down these nationalists. So what the Britishers do? He pick up all the local leaders. Okay, all the local leaders from the Amritsar. Okay, he picked up all the local leaders who were against the Britishers, who were launching the movement against this Britishers, against this Rowlatt Act. To calm down all the people, Britisher picked up all the leaders from the Amritsar. So General Dyer has imposed the martial law. Martial law imposed by General Dyer. General Dyer, and he has banned the Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was also banned to enter the Delhi. So on the 13th of April, shootout has took place at the Jallianwala Bagh. Jallianwala Bagh incident took place on 13 April 1919. On that day, a large number of people were gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh. Some came to protest against the government new repressive movement. Other had came to attend the annual Baisakhi fair. Okay, annual Baisakhi fair is there. Fair has been organized in the Jallianwala Bagh, and people have organized there to celebrate that fair. But being from outside of the city, many villagers were unaware of this martial law. People have came from many other villages, okay, from the other villages who don't know about this martial law. This martial law was applied on the 10th April. Okay, this was imposed on 10th April, but the fair was on 13th April 1919, and many of the people don't know about this martial law, and they also visited this Jallianwala Bagh. When General Dyer entered the area, he blocked the exit point and he opened the fire on the crowd, which has killed the hundreds of the innocent people. This object, as he declared later, was to produce the moral effect, and it has created a feeling of terror within the mind of the people.